Imagine the world's richest men, not just buying yachts or flying private jets, but also waking up to the same morning routines as us, brewing coffee, checking their phones, maybe even walking their dogs. Yet behind these everyday moments, they're secretly building underground cities to outlast the apocalypse. These aren't just panic rooms, they're luxury fortresses, designed to survive anything from nuclear war to pandemics. But for these billionaires, it's not all high-stakes drama. They still cherish family dinners, bedtime stories, and morning jogs, just with the added comfort of knowing their loved ones are protected by layers of steel and concrete. Today, we're exposing the secret doomsday plans of the world's most powerful people, billionaires like Larry Hall, James Dyson, and Peter Thiel. But beyond their public personas, they're also inventors, thinkers, and friends, people who love a good board game or a late-night brainstorming session. We'll explore missile silo fortresses, estates with biosecure locks, and even a cryogenic vault in the Alps. Some of these ideas started as doodles on napkins during family brunches, or as jokes shared with friends, until they became multi-million-dollar realities. These billionaires aren't just planning to survive, they want to thrive and rebuild society in their own image. Imagine celebrating birthdays, hosting movie nights, or just playing video games with your kids. All deep underground, safe from the chaos above. This is the ultimate survival game, and the stakes couldn't be higher. But even for billionaires, it's not all about power and control. It's about protecting the people they love, facing fears, and finding comfort in small, everyday moments. One man's $500 million fortress is so exclusive, even Donald Trump wasn't allowed inside. But for its owner, it's not just a status symbol. It's a place where he can tuck his kids in at night, share a meal with friends, and feel a little more human, even as the world outside grows more uncertain. Who is he? Stick with me as we uncover the jaw-dropping truth behind the world's most elite apocalypse hideouts and the surprisingly relatable lives of the billionaires who built them. Don't forget to subscribe to TrueTick for more mind-blowing stories about billionaires, bunkers, and the everyday moments that make us all human. Meet Larry Hall, the man who turned Doomsday into a luxury business. But before he was the architect of apocalypse-proof living, Larry was just a kid with a fascination for science fiction and a knack for fixing things around the house. He grew up in a small town where tornado drills and storm shelters were a part of life, and he always wondered what it would take to truly feel safe. Hall saw chaos in the world and offered the ultra-rich not just safety, but comfort when the world ends. But his vision was shaped by everyday worries, like making sure his family had enough batteries during a blackout, or keeping his kids calm during a thunderstorm. He bought a decommissioned Atlas F missile silo in Kansas and transformed it into the Survival Condo Project. The idea came to him late one night after watching a disaster movie with his family and joking, "What if we really could ride out the end of the world in style?" These aren't bunkers, they're million-dollar luxury homes underground with virtual windows, designer kitchens, and spa-like bathrooms. Larry personally tested every amenity, making sure it felt like home, not a bunker. Amenities include a pool, rock climbing wall, movie theater, library, classroom, and medical center. Larry wanted his clients and their families to feel like life could go on, even underground. There are hydroponic farms, aquaculture tanks, and Larry often gives tours himself, explaining how fresh food can be grown year-round, even in the depths of the earth. A massive water reserve and military-grade security, 24/7 guards, biometric locks, armored vehicles, and steel doors keep everyone safe. Larry likes to say, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. For $1.50 to $3 million per unit, the ultra-rich buy peace of mind and a promise their lifestyle won't end, even if the world does. But for Larry, every sale is personal, a chance to help another family feel safe, just like he wanted for his own. Hall sold out every single spot. He still remembers the first time a client called him in the middle of the night, worried about a global crisis, and how he talked them through their fears. The survival condo isn't just a shelter, it's a fortress for the privileged. But for Larry, it's also a legacy, a way to turn fear into hope and isolation into community. Survival with style. Larry believes that beauty and comfort matter, even when the world outside is falling apart. In a world gone mad, Hall's clients plan to keep living large, underground. And Larry? He's right there with them, making sure every detail feels like home. The apocalypse, it turns out, is big business. But for Larry Hall, it's also about family, community, and the simple comforts that make life worth living, no matter what's happening above ground. James Dyson, the vacuum mogul, is known for revolutionizing the way we clean our homes, but his passion for invention goes far beyond household gadgets. Behind the scenes, Dyson has quietly engineered one of the world's most advanced private bunkers, a testament to his relentless curiosity and drive for perfection. Hidden beneath his sprawling 3,000-acre English estate, where he often enjoys quiet walks and morning bike rides, Dyson's underground complex is protected by biosecure airlocks and decontamination systems. It's a place where he can retreat with his family, away from the chaos of the world. Inside, Dyson's signature air filtration technology scrubs the air cleaner than anywhere on the surface. He's known to obsess over every detail, sometimes spending hours tweaking the system to ensure his family breathes only the purest air. He's created a hermetically sealed bubble, ultimate control over his environment. For Dyson, it's not just about safety, it's about creating a space where his loved ones can feel at ease, even in uncertain times. For food, Dyson relies on hydroponic and aeroponic farms, producing fresh, organic crops year-round. He often invites his grandchildren to help harvest vegetables, turning survival into a family tradition, and mealtime into a celebration of ingenuity. The bunker is powered by independent geothermal and solar energy, with massive battery storage, completely off-grid. Dyson takes pride in showing his family how the systems work, often turning routine maintenance into teachable moments. Security is top-tier: surveillance, thermal cameras, motion sensors, and EMP proofing to shield against nuclear blasts. Yet, Dyson keeps the mood light, sometimes staging playful spy games with his children to test the system. Dyson's bunker is a Faraday cage for his life, technology and family protected from any disaster. Even underground, he makes sure there's room for laughter, music, and connection to the outside world. It's a personal Noah's Ark, built with engineering genius and a desire for total control. But it's also a home, filled with family photos, favorite books, and the comforting routines of daily life. While chaos reigns above, Dyson plans to breathe the purest air and eat the freshest food, underground. He finds peace in the simple moments: a fresh salad, a good book, or a quiet cup of tea with his wife. It's survival, Dyson style, high-tech, self-sufficient, and utterly secure. But it's also a place where he can keep dreaming, inventing, and staying connected to the people who matter most. Would you trust your life to your own inventions? Dyson does. And for him, it's not just about survival. It's about sharing the adventure, the challenges, and the triumphs with those he loves. Next, let's see how another tech billionaire is building a fortress on the other side of the world, proving that even the world's most brilliant minds crave safety, comfort, and a little bit of home. Peter Thiel, the enigmatic co-founder of PayPal and Palantir, is not just a tech mogul, he's a man with a plan for the end of the world. But behind the headlines and the high-tech bravado, Thiel is also someone who enjoys the simple things: a quiet morning coffee overlooking the misty New Zealand hills, or a long hike through the wild sheep-dotted countryside. For Thiel, New Zealand isn't just an escape hatch for the ultra-rich, it's a place where he can breathe, reflect, and imagine a different future. Thiel's 477-acre estate in remote Wanaka is more than a fortress, it's a home. He's built a camouflaged, fortified lodge with advanced security and luxury features, but he's also been spotted chatting with neighbors at the local market and sampling homemade honey from nearby farms. The estate's underground mansion is designed for safety, but above ground, Thiel finds moments of peace, tending to a small vegetable patch or walking his dog along the lake's edge. But Wanaka is just one piece of the puzzle. Thiel has quietly assembled a network of fortified compounds across New Zealand, each a backup if one is compromised. Yet, even as he plans for every contingency, he keeps in touch with family and friends, hosting board game nights, video calling loved ones, and sharing stories from his past. These moments of connection remind him, and us, that even billionaires crave community. Thiel's obsession with security is legendary: drones, long-range cameras, and data analysis to spot threats before they get close. But he's also hands-on, often tinkering with the tech himself or sharing a laugh with his security team over a late-night cup of tea. For Thiel, it's not just about paranoia, it's about curiosity and a genuine fascination with how things work. Thiel's vision goes far beyond mere survival. He dreams of founding new sovereign city-states for a post-apocalyptic world, places where innovation and freedom reign. In quiet moments, he sketches out ideas in his notebook, debates philosophy with friends by the fire, or unwinds with a classic sci-fi film, imagining what the future could hold. Thiel's New Zealand project could be the seed for that, a launch pad for a new society ruled by the powerful few, but he's also invested in the local community, sometimes teaching kids about technology or attending small-town events. Alone by the lake at sunset, he reflects on the weight of his ambitions and the world he hopes to build. Would you want to live in Thiel's new world, a place of high walls, high hopes, and human moments? Let us know below. Next, we head to the Alps for a billionaire's quest for immortality. Red Bull founder Dietrich Mateschitz didn't just want to survive the apocalypse, he wanted to rewrite the rules of existence itself. But before he became a legend, he was just a man with a wild idea and a relentless drive. He may have tried to outlast death itself, but he also cherished the simple things. Long walks in the Alps, late-night brainstorming sessions, and the thrill of launching a brand from scratch. Deep in the Austrian Alps, rumors swirl about a secret cryogenic vault inside his private mountain estate. But to the villagers nearby, he was the friendly billionaire who always had time for a quick hello. The theory: Mateschitz invested in cryopreservation not just as a business venture but as a personal quest. He'd ask endless questions, fascinated by the idea of pausing life and starting again, hoping to freeze himself at death. He imagined waking up in a world where science had finally caught up with his dreams, and wait for future medicine to revive him. He'd joke with his team, "If I come back, make sure there's a cold Red Bull waiting for me." This isn't a bunker for living. It's a high-tech tomb, with cryogenic pods, robotic maintenance, and a sense of wonder that never left him, and a power source designed to last centuries. He was meticulous, making sure every system could outlast even his wildest expectations. The goal: preservation until science conquers mortality. He'd muse about the future, wondering if people would still crave adventure, or if Red Bull would still give you wings. While others planned to live through disaster, he preferred to dream of waking up to a new dawn, surrounded by old friends and new possibilities. Mateschitz may have planned to sleep through it, but he never stopped appreciating the beauty of the present moment. No pools or theaters, just liquid nitrogen, computers, and unwavering stability. He believed in simplicity, trusting technology to do the rest. It's the ultimate long-term bet, outlasting not just catastrophe, but time itself. For Mateschitz, it was about hope, curiosity, and the thrill of the unknown. For a man who sponsored a jump from space, who celebrated every leap into the impossible, is immortality really that far-fetched? For him, it was just another challenge to tackle, another story to write. Next, let's see how the world's most powerful CEO plans to control the future from the desert. Jeff Bezos, Amazon's founder, isn't just prepping for survival, he's planning for strategic control. But behind the headlines and the high-tech fortresses, there's a man who still enjoys the simple things: a morning coffee on his porch, a quiet walk with his dog, or a laugh with old friends. On his sprawling 400,000-acre Texas ranch, Bezos has built a fortified, EMP-proof underground command center. But he's also known to spend evenings stargazing, sharing stories with his team, and grilling steaks over an open fire. It's not a luxury condo, it's a private Pentagon, designed to protect data, infrastructure, and power. Yet Bezos is hands-on, often walking the halls, checking on progress, and even sharing a pizza with the night crew. The facility is shielded against electromagnetic pulses, ensuring Amazon's servers and communications survive any disaster. For Bezos, it's not just about technology. It's about the people who keep it running, the late-night troubleshooting, and the pride in building something resilient together. Direct, hardened links to AWS mean Bezos could control global logistics and data, even if the world goes dark. But he's also the guy who'll send a thank you email to a coder who pulled an all-nighter, or crack a joke to lighten the mood during a tense moment. Advanced medical tech, likely including anti-aging research, keeps his inner circle ready to lead. But Bezos is also known to encourage healthy habits, join in group workouts, and even try out the latest wellness trends with a skeptical grin. The bunker is fully self-sufficient: solar power, deep water wells, food production, and massive supply stores. Sometimes, Bezos hosts taste tests of bunker food, turning survival prep into a team-building event. It's built for long-term endurance, a place where a small elite could operate indefinitely and shape the future. But it's also a place for movie nights, game tournaments, and the occasional birthday celebration, keeping spirits high even underground. Bezos's plan isn't to hide, it's to manage the crisis and reboot civilization. He's the type to rally his team with a pep talk, remind them of their mission, and keep hope alive when things look bleak. In the apocalypse, Amazon stays open. And you can bet Bezos would still be tracking packages, making sure the world keeps moving, even if it's just a handful of survivors. Would you trust the future to a CEO? Or to the guy who still calls his mom for advice and keeps a dog-eared copy of his favorite sci-fi novel on his nightstand? Next, meet the billionaire who plans to escape in style. But for Bezos, survival isn't just about power, it's about people, memories, and the little things that make life worth living, even at the end of the world. Not every billionaire dreams of hiding away in a concrete bunker. Some, like Richard Branson, have a different vision for surviving the end of the world. Branson, known for his adventurous spirit and infectious laugh, plans to escape the apocalypse in style, surrounded by friends, family, and the comforts of a life well lived. His private Necker Island isn't just a fortress, it's a home. The island is hurricane-proof, self-sustaining, and filled with personal touches. Rescued lemurs, a favorite hammock for reading, and a kitchen where he loves to host impromptu barbecues for guests. But Branson's real plan isn't just about staying put, it's about staying mobile. He's a pilot himself, often taking the controls of his own planes, and he loves the thrill of the open ocean from the deck of his yacht. His global network of remote, luxurious properties isn't just for show. Each one is a place where he's made memories, video calling his grandchildren from a mountain chalet, hiking with friends in the wilderness, or exploring new cultures in far-flung corners of the world. In Kenya, his safari lodge is more than a safe haven. It's a place where he's watched elephants at sunrise and swapped stories by the campfire with locals and guests alike. In the Alps, his mountain retreat is where he unwinds, skiing with friends, sipping hot chocolate by the fire, or building snowmen with his grandchildren. His fleet of private jets isn't just about luxury, it's about freedom. Branson is known for chatting with his flight crew, catching up on work mid-flight, or simply taking a nap as he crosses continents. And his custom-built stealth-capable yacht? It's a floating sanctuary where he's fished at dawn, played chess with friends, and watched the sun set over endless horizons. This mobile strategy means he can adapt to any crisis, pandemic, tsunami, or war, by shifting locations, always staying one step ahead, and making decisions with his trademark optimism. Branson's Virgin network gives him unmatched logistics. He's often seen brainstorming with his team, video calling staff from remote locations, and keeping his business running no matter where he is. He can move people and resources worldwide, even in a crisis, personally overseeing supply runs, checking inventory, and making sure his team is safe and supported. In a global emergency, he's not just evacuating key personnel, he's comforting anxious staff, giving pep talks, and making sure everyone feels like part of the family. He can re-establish his organization from anywhere, setting up a mobile office in a villa, jumping on satellite calls, or working from his laptop with a view of the ocean. Branson's approach is bold, mobile, and global, but it's also deeply personal. He takes time to reflect, journal, and meditate, even in the midst of chaos. His travels aren't just about escape, they're about connection. He greets locals, learns new languages, and volunteers wherever he goes, making friends and memories along the way. While others bunker down, Branson bets on his ability to outrun and outmaneuver any threat, always with a smile, a wave, and an open invitation for friends to join. He plans to ride out the end of the world not in fear, but in comfort, playing guitar on his yacht, sharing stories at sunset, or simply enjoying the storm from a safe deck. For Branson, survival means celebrating life, cocktail in hand, surrounded by loved ones, and always ready for the next adventure. It's the ultimate expression of freedom and power, but also of joy, connection, and hope. Would you choose mobility and adventure, or the safety of a fortress? Let us know in the comments, what would your doomsday plan look like, and would you want to share a sunset with Richard Branson? Elon Musk isn't just planning to survive the end of the world, he wants to leave it behind. But behind the headlines and the grand visions, there's a man who jokes with his kids about building Lego rockets, who sometimes burns his toast in the morning, and who's been known to fall asleep on the couch after a marathon coding session. His ultimate doomsday plan? Mars. But for Musk, Mars isn't just a backup plan, it's a childhood dream fueled by late-night sci-fi movies and comic books. He's talked about how, as a kid in South Africa, he'd stare up at the stars and wonder if humans would ever live on another planet. But until then, Musk has reportedly built a deep underground compound in the Rocky Mountains, a lifeboat for his family and top engineers. It's a place where he can escape the noise, recharge, and brainstorm with his closest team. Sometimes he'll take a walk outside, just to clear his head and listen to the wind. Designed by the minds behind SpaceX and Tesla, this bunker is a test bed for off-world living. Closed-loop life support, geothermal power, and next-gen Tesla batteries. But it's also a place where Musk can be found tinkering with gadgets, challenging his team to chess matches, or debating the best sci-fi movies of all time. It's not about luxury, it's about survival and innovation. Yet, Musk insists on keeping things comfortable for his kids, making sure there's always a stash of their favorite snacks and a cozy spot for movie nights. The compound would house critical data, workshops, and communication systems, ensuring SpaceX and Tesla projects continue, even if the world collapses. But it's also a place where Musk's curiosity runs wild. He's been known to join late-night hackathons or challenge his engineers to solve puzzles for fun. Musk's goal: protect the brain trust needed to make humanity multiplanetary. He believes in the power of teamwork, and he's often the first to celebrate a breakthrough, whether it's a new battery design or a clever fix for a stubborn airlock. The Rocky Mountain bunker is an ark for knowledge and people, bridging a dying Earth and a new beginning on Mars. For Musk, it's a place to dream big, but also to share quiet moments with his family, reading bedtime stories or just watching the snowfall outside. While others build fortresses to rule a broken world, Musk builds a launch pad to escape it. He's not just thinking about survival. He's thinking about hope and what comes next for his children and for all of us. His bunker is a pit stop, not the end game. It's a place to regroup, recharge, and get ready for the next leap. He's planning for what comes after the apocalypse. For Musk, it's not just about escaping disaster. It's about building a future where his kids, and maybe yours, can look up at the sky and dream even bigger. Would you join Musk's mission to Mars? Drop your answer below. And remember, even the biggest dreams start with small, everyday moments. Sometimes just a kid looking up at the stars. We've seen insane bunkers, missile silos, high-tech sanctuaries, global escape networks. But behind the most ambitious project of all is a person who, despite unimaginable wealth, still craves the simple things: family, safety, a sense of belonging. One project tops them all, a $500 million underground city shrouded in secrecy. But for its creator, it's not just about survival. It's about building a place where loved ones can laugh, share meals, and find comfort, even when the world above is in chaos. Rumored to be in North America, it's a subterranean metropolis with streets, apartments, commercial centers, and parks, hundreds of feet underground. The billionaire imagined children's laughter echoing through these halls, birthday parties in hidden parks, and neighbors gathering for potlucks beneath the earth. These parks aren't just for show. They're for real moments, planting trees with family, sharing picnics, and creating new memories no matter what's happening above. It's designed for a self-sufficient community of hundreds, with its own nuclear power, farms, and even a hospital and school. The billionaire often joins in, teaching kids how to grow food and sharing stories about the world that once was. There's a constitution too, written over late-night coffee with trusted friends, debating what makes a fair society. Security is unmatched. Location secret, entrance disguised, military-grade defenses. But inside, the billionaire wants it to feel like home. Entry isn't just about money. Only those with critical skills, doctors, engineers, scientists, are chosen. The billionaire personally interviews each candidate, looking for people who care about others. Not just credentials. It's a hand-picked society built to rebuild civilization. The billionaire believes in second chances, in learning from mistakes, and in the power of community. Values shaped by childhood struggles and family stories. The facility is so exclusive that even Donald Trump was denied access as president. The billionaire's priority? Protecting the people inside, not playing politics. The billionaire told the government, "This is private, and it stays that way." For them, it's not about power, but about keeping promises to friends and family. Who could build a private city more secure than any government bunker? Someone with vast wealth, vision, and a deep sense of responsibility. Someone who remembers where they came from and who they love. It's an obsession with the future, yes, but also with hope, with giving the next generation a chance to thrive, even in the darkest times. We've connected the dots, and the clues point to one shocking individual. But behind the mystery is a person who loves, who worries, who dreams, just like the rest of us. But before we reveal it, we want your guess. Who do you think would go to such lengths, not just to survive, but to create a real home beneath the earth? Who has the ego, the resources, and the heart to build their own underground kingdom? The answer might surprise you. We've journeyed deep underground, into the minds and the private worlds of the world's most powerful people. But behind every steel door and biometric lock, there's a story that's more personal than you might think. Imagine the billionaire at the heart of this $500 million underground city. He's not just a shadowy figure plotting the future. He's a father, a friend, someone who still worries about his kids' homework and misses his favorite pizza place on the surface. Down here, he keeps up his routines, morning runs on a treadmill, feeding his dog, even tending to a tiny indoor garden. He celebrates birthdays with his family, watches old home movies, and sometimes, late at night, writes in a journal about the world he left behind. He teaches his kids to ride bikes in the long corridors, helps with virtual schoolwork, and shares quiet meals with his family. He checks the news, sighs at the state of the world, and comforts his spouse when the uncertainty feels overwhelming. The ultra-rich aren't just waiting for the future, they're building it, in secret, beneath our feet. But behind the headlines and the high-tech security, there's a human being, someone who's just as uncertain, just as hopeful, as the rest of us. So who's really behind the $500 million underground city? Is it the tech visionary who dreams of Mars, or the investor who just wants to keep his family safe? Drop your guess in the comments. Who do you think it is? And don't forget to subscribe to TrueTick for the big reveal in our next video. These billionaires aren't just surviving, they're rewriting the rules of power, but they're also searching for comfort, connection, and a sense of normalcy in a world on the edge. In a world on the edge, even the richest among us crave the simple things: family, safety, hope. The apocalypse might be coming, but these guys are ready, are you?